Kody ran over and started yelling at me, which was funny. And I was like, dude, some of my wilder experiences on motorized vehicles, my kids don't really know about, just because I don't want to. I'm careful. I'm just really careful with them. I don't want to be a bad example. He is very angry and I'm the one he's with. And so like, I'm sort of getting the brunt of it. It's been very difficult.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, January 6th, 2024. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Kody and Robyn had yet again another conversation about their relationship, and Kody and Robyn yet again had to talk about Janelle, Mary, and all of the things, and Robyn not understanding why they can't have reconciliation. You know, I don't understand how the two of these people can actually be in a relationship together, because when you try to listen to them communicate, it's pretty wild. Now, they had this conversation after Robyn, fell off of an ATV and smacked her head. And so maybe she was just confused and dazed and not understanding what was happening here. But the way these two communicate doesn't make any sense to me. Kody says a lot of things. He, at times, almost appears to bully her. Then she'll start to cry or show tears. She'll seem confused about what he says. Then he'll change the subject, or he'll direct it towards someone else. The way that they communicate doesn't scream healthy relationship. It also doesn't answer any questions about their relationship to me. And quite frankly, it just proved to me that Kody will be who Kody is, regardless of who he's with. And he's not going to change who he is just because he found the quote unquote love of his life, Robyn, because he's just as much of a jerk to her as he was to the other women. And even though he likes her more than them, he still is like kind of a jerk. I mean, I don't like Robyn, but girl, this is what you signed up for when you chose him. And this is what you wanted. And now this is what you want. Come on, have some self-respect. This is gross. You are the idiot that got left behind, Robyn, because everyone figured out that Kody was adult except for you. So I want to show you some of the clips about this conversation about why it's just a big, giant red flag.
And it's not just
Couples fall in and out of love.
Yeah, for 15 minutes, I can be mad enough at you to think that I could leave. You caught me at a couple bad times where I verbalized that, and I wish that I wouldn't have, and I am very sorry.
You were mad at me?
Just mad at the situation enough.
But why would leaving me have something to do with that?
Just, that's my point. It's this very silly thing. But when you really just don't want to be around each other.
I get the sense that Kody thinks that he's a smooth talker, and so that he can just say anything to get out of any situation and to try to convince people of whatever. But I would also think that if you're in a relationship with a man that has all these other wives or relationships, that it would be quite easy to confuse the relationship or to apply situations from one person to the other. But in this case, he's talking about Janelle and him not getting back together, but then he goes to Robyn and says, well, yes, there have been times where I verbalized to you that I would leave and I'm threatened to leave. And she's like, wait, you were mad at me? I don't know how she got confused by that, because he did say there were times when I said I was going to leave, and then I'm sorry I did that. And then she's acting dazed and surprised and confused. And he's like, well, yes, when we don't want to be around each other, sometimes we can say we don't want to be around each other. And leaving would be what we want to do, but it's only for 15 minutes. What? So he's admitting that he's threatened to leave her. He's considered leaving her. He's told her he's going to leave her. And then he regrets saying that to her, which is exactly what he did to the other women. And then she's like, wait, you were mad at me? Well, if he said it to you, you should remember that, Robyn. Are you playing dumb? Are you confused? Are you off balance? And then after he says all of that, he changes it and says that he's talking about Janelle. So if you're trying to have a conversation with him, your head would be scrambled, because it's like, are you talking about me? Or are you talking about Janelle? Are you talking about me? Or are you talking about Christine? Are you talking about me? Or are you talking about Mary? But all I really got out of that is Kody has definitely threatened to leave Robyn, which I think we've all suspected.
But I want to move to Europe. I want to get away from this where I can't see it or be bombarded by it or feel it anymore. I probably loved them. I had Robyn convinced I was in love with them. I must have sold her something special because she came in wanting to be part of this special thing. Before you came in the family, I'm positive that I know that I had 2 wives that had already considered leaving.
I was confused this entire conversation because I was like, well, wait a minute, Kody. When you guys got married, wasn't the whole thing about how you were like love should be multiplied, not divided, and you were all about having one family, and you brought her into the situation. You all tried to work together, and you had this beautiful thing. I mean, that was what you spoke about for like so many seasons, and now for you to act like you never loved them, and then you brought her into that, and you didn't love them. Wouldn't it be fair to say that she would think that you were lying? I don't know, but I can't imagine how it would be to be on the receiving end of a conversation with him because you would be questioning your reality because he's gaslighting you the whole time, acting like he did something, that something happened that didn't happen. I don't know about you, but I have to wonder, was Kody kind of already out the door when he got the opportunity to get the show? And had he gotten the opportunity to have the show, would he have left this world a long time ago? Or did he get the new wife and he thought that everyone else would stay? Or did he sell a lie to Robyn to get her to come in? Did he tell her things that that were untrue? But then that doesn't even make sense because she made him promise that if he was ever in a pathetic place with her, that he wouldn't do that to her and she could leave and he would let her go. So why does Robyn act like she doesn't think that he was in love with them or that they were having problems if she knew that he was having problems and made her promise that he wouldn't leave her in a pathetic place? And then also, doesn't she remember how she was in therapy with Kody and Mary after they got married and even before, trying to help them and work through their relationships? So she knew that relationships were bad. So now she's trying to pretend like relationships weren't bad. These two both have selective memory and are holding on to things that are just ridiculous because I feel like if both of them would just tell the truth, they would just say, yeah, we met each other, we fell in love, and we basically did all the things and we played pretend for the show. And now here we are. And now we're trying to make ourselves look better so that we don't look like idiots to the world for lying. It's like they don't remember that we've seen all of this play out on television, right? But then the absolute most hypocritical thing he has ever done or said on the show happens right now.
I had a lover in college, and he was a little tryst. I was a naughty boy based on my faith. Where I lost my virginity, it was devastating to me. It was heartbreaking. Purity is everything. In the church I was in, that was everything. It's like you're working your way back for it. It was devastating. But nobody knew except for Mary and Robyn. And it was really because I don't believe I ever got intimate enough with Christine and Janelle to tell them.
I know I shouldn't be shocked or surprised, but my mouth dropped wide open when he said this on when I was watching this last night. Like my mouth was open. He did not just say that. What a effing hypocrite. And I'll tell you why. The church that they are in shames women that have sex outside of marriage. Okay. Robyn was not allowed to marry Preston in the temple at church because she got pregnant outside of marriage. When a woman has sex outside of a marriage, they are told that they are giving their purity to another man and they're allowing another man to steal another man's treasure. The treasure of purity for a man versus a woman is not equal. A woman's purity is more important than a man's purity. And the world of polygamy, what's asinine about all of this is that the women are expected to be virgins when they get married to these men, but the men aren't. So in all actuality, Kody not being a virgin when he marries Mary is really irrelevant because honestly, any of the women he's with following that, he will not have been a virgin. So Kody gets to get everyone's purity. Well, he didn't get Janelle's because Janelle was married. So he might have gotten Mary's and he may have gotten Christine's. He didn't get Janelle's purity and he definitely didn't get Robyn's. But Robyn did the purity speech because the family kind of shamed her. And all of these sexist questions were asked in previous interviews by other tell-alls. Like, were you all okay with the fact that Robyn had sex outside of marriage? Were you okay with the baggage that she brought into this? Was this something that concerned any of you? Were there red flags about this? It was so misogynistic then and so hypocritical now because Kody allowed all of that to happen, knowing full well that he couldn't even live up to that same standard. And the fact that he put so much emphasis on it when it came to Robyn and saying, "Oh, I totally believe that with Jesus Christ you can be restored and you can reclaim your purity," is really just him projecting that onto himself. So by no means am I a supporter of Robyn, but Kody's manipulation and abusive behavior and deception is not like immune to Robyn. I will say this a million times over. Kody will be Kody no matter who he is with. He has always had a woman that he just thought was the bee's knees, was amazing, loved them, perfect. And then he gets sick of them, gets tired, and he moves on and he gets bored. And then it's the next shiny new object. But Kody acting like making these confessions now after years of making women feel shameful and degraded for having sex outside of marriage, it's just more proof that like this man is hurting everyone around him, degrading women, degrading humanity, being abusive because he hates himself, because he feels ashamed of himself. And so how do you get around that if you're an egomaniac? You put all of your failures onto other people and then you make them an example and you humiliate them. When really Kody should be the one that's humiliated. I want an entire season of us just getting Kody humiliated, taken to task, put on the carpet, and degraded and shamed for being a jerk and having every single one of his mistakes completely highlighted, analyzed, and have people degrade him and shame him. Because then we would get a fraction of what he has done to these women all of these years. I also think, if I'm not going to be honest, after hearing this, if he was willing to have sex outside of marriage with that lover, whatever, in college, that means I guarantee you he and Robyn were having sex before marriage. And I think that's why when we look back at how hurt all of these women were about her coming in, particularly Christine, that's why. Because Kody never cared about the vows of any of this. He never cared about the covenants of it. He was doing this all for his ego because he wanted to have all these women. He was a pimp. That was it. They always say that in this culture, the religion that they use for the men to do this is a cover for the men being womanizers and abusers. And then they use the religion so that they can justify their behavior.
But you like fell in love and was in love with each of them though, right? Like you're saying a lot of really different, strange things you've never said before about loving them and not loving them and stuff. It's been weird.
What do I have to say to make you actually let it go? I need you to let that go for me and not hold it against me.
So for Kody, it's like, yeah, so basically, Robyn, I lied to you because I really didn't love them. I mean, I kind of love them, but I didn't really know what love was until I met you. You know, he says that, I think, in a way to make the woman feel special. But regardless, he's basically saying to her he misled her, deceived her, and made her believe that this was a thing that it wasn't in order to get her to marry him. Kind of like he made promises to Christine to get her to marry him, and same with Janelle, and same with Mary. It's like he makes promises based on deception and he coerces these women into marriages under belief that he thinks are what they want to hear so that they'll marry him. With Robyn, she just wanted to be the top head wife. She didn't care about the polygamy. She wanted to be famous. She was looking for a man that could take care of her, pay her bills, and get her rich. She was told that this is what the family was, regardless of her actions during the relationship and after. It doesn't matter. The promise was made to her that this is what it was going to be, and she came into the family with that promise. Okay? Kody now is trying to change the story and say, well, I'm sorry that that happened, but now you need to accept it. He's done this to every single woman. Every single woman. He changed the rules for Janelle and was like, well, you know what? Remember before when I said that you could have the money and have the assets and we were all a team? Well, now I'm kidding and it's a patriarchy and I'm in charge and you get no say and you have to bend down and follow my rules or else you're not loyal. So he changed the rules on Janelle. When it came to Christine, it was like he changed the rules on her because he expected her to do everything for the family. But then when she needed help, he wouldn't do things for her, and then said, well, how dare you expect me to do anything for you? This is what you signed up for. You didn't sign up for a partner to be all there, because Kody told Christine that all of this would be equal and they would have, a union and a family that was cohesive and worked together. When she saw Kody giving special treatment to Robyn, then Christine was told, well, you're just imagining things. There are no favorites. It's your problem because you're looking at herd orange when you have an apple and it's not the same. And comparison is a thief of joy, right? And now to Robyn, it's the same thing. He is a gaslighter. He is a manipulator. And Robyn is the idiot that got left behind. She is. Because any woman that would stay in that situation with everything that's been placed in the media and everything that you've seen, like if you can put your head down at night and you can lay down next to this man knowing what he's done to all these other people and the damage that he's inflicted, and you can be okay with him abandoning children, not paying child support, and trying to steal money from other people, and you can live with yourself and stay with that, then you are 100% the idiot that left behind. And you're actually not just the idiot that got left behind, you're the accomplice to his crimes.
I always thought we would, be like those other plural families where, they finally got it figured out and they got over whatever the issues and stuff and found their friendship and found their peace. And
I don't think I've seen
where?
Anywhere. They're all working out their stuff still till they're dead. It's not fun. I don't know, love. I'm sorry. Okay?
So again, he sold her this. He sold her this opportunity to become a wife, and they would all live on the, elderly ranch together, and they would have the grandma ranch, and they would sit on the porch with their sister wives, with the kids and the grandkids. They sold her that idea. That's the idea they sold all of us for years. Once they get old, all the women are all best friends and everything gets worked out. And now Kody's like, I've never seen that happen. Everyone is miserable and it doesn't work. I mean, yeah, we know that, Kody. We know it doesn't work, but it feels really disingenuous that now you're trying to tell us that it doesn't work after trying to sell it to us for 15 years. And by the way, hurting people along the way that were victims of polygamy and discounting their abuse and discounting what they experienced and telling them that their experience wasn't real and not indicative of polygamy. And now you're saying that it is because no one's happy and everyone's suffering until the end. There's so much hypocrisy here. And then just expecting Robyn to be okay with it and move on. I see two people that are different places. One that doesn't think that this is the path that they want to be a part of anymore, and another that hasn't given up on the dream. And I don't know what the dream is for Robyn. I don't know if she wants polygamy in theory, or if she just wanted to be the top wife because she believes she has to do this for heaven. I don't know. But I don't believe she married him to be a plural wife. I think she did it because she believed she had to, or she just wanted to be the top wife. I'm still not sold on that. But his behavior towards her isn't endearing to me. It's not how I would want my husband to talk to. And when she got hurt, all he did was berate her for not being careful. Like, if people think that Kody treats her better, he doesn't. He treats her like crap. Just because he buys her things doesn't mean he's not a jerk.
I'm not trying to be cruel to Robyn, and yet it's just heartbreaking to her when the reality finally hits right in front of her. It's a weird place to be where I'm a monogamous now, not out of some kind of choice, but out of a consummate failure.
Okay, what did we learn? We learned that Kody didn't tell Christine or Janelle that he had sex before he got married. We learned that Kody only told Mary and Robyn that he had sex before he got married. We learned that Cody's a jerk. We learned that Kody threatened to leave Robyn and has threatened to leave her multiple times. We learned that he wants to live in Europe and run away from all of his problems. We learned that he now thinks that polygamy is stupid and it doesn't work and it's awful. We learned that he gaslights Robyn. We learned that he is cruel to Robyn because he said, I'm not trying to be cruel to Robyn, but he was being cruel to her. He's like, just get over it. Get over it. He has no patience. He has no patience. I don't like Robyn, but she needs to leave him because the children are watching this and they're going to grow up and they're going to realize that their dad is abusive and the mom allowed it to happen. And they're going to resent their mother for putting them in the situation that they've put them in. They're going to resent her for all of the lies, like, you can't ride an ATV, but I can. I mean, that's one of her many hypocrisies. And they're going to look at her as someone that placed her own desires over their safety because Kody's a jerk. The biggest hypocrite on reality television. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.